Greg Secker here. Well, look, it's time to hit the spa because the trading day is done. Now, if you're somebody out there that really wants to understand tried...
Hi, good morning everyone. Let's just start our meditation as we usually do, and we do that all together. Okay, we're gonna do a little guided meditation together. and I'll just explain as we go along. So what we're gonna do is there's a divine energy already in us, which is in every one of us. And this energy is very gentle, and when it rises, it starts slowly bringing out really nice aspects in ourselves. Like when it happens and we start meditating, we become more compassionate, we become more forgiving. This energy is sitting in our tailbone, and it's called the Kundalini. So it only rises if we want to, so if we desire. And we're gonna do affirmations that make this Kundalini go up, and over time it will make us feel like a lot better. It has really changed my life around about 6.5 years ago, and I used to be getting angry a lot and sad, and at times really depressed. And when a Kundalini rises and you start meditating only for a short time, for a few minutes, it starts to bring out a kind of a peace in yourself, and over time a joy where you don't need anyone else or anything else, but it's already in yourself. So we're gonna start with our feet on the floor and our hands, the hand palms up, and we put our right hand on our lower abdomen on the left hand side, so just where the leg starts. And this is the center of knowledge. So all the knowledge that we often find in books and so-called knowledge on social media or any media is often not the right knowledge. So it often gives us a completely wrong idea about things. And a lot of them are just don't have any morality, so it's not the right thing to do. We have the knowledge already in ourselves, and when it becomes awakened, we very clearly know at any time what is right and what is wrong, because we can feel it. So when we have our hand here, we ask for this true knowledge. So here you ask quietly in your mind, please give me the true knowledge. Now, this is not knowledge that is true for you, but it is knowledge that is true in the whole universe, on any planet and everywhere on this planet. So please give me the true knowledge. Please give me true knowledge. Now we put our hands on our higher part of your belly, on the left hand side. So on your abdomen, the higher part, just where the rib cage starts. And you can press a little bit there to bring the attention there. This is the center where we are our own teacher, or our own master, you can say. And it's the center that we also know as our gut feeling. When we really listen to our gut feeling, we don't make many mistakes. But the problem is that it can sometimes get really messed up, and we're not listening to our gut feeling, or it gets really confused because we are scared or anxious, or we're doing too much thinking, and then that becomes all negative thoughts. So then it becomes harder to listen to our gut feeling. So what we do in meditation is we slow our thoughts down till eventually we get little gaps of no thoughts at all. And when we have those no thoughts or moments of silence in ourselves, we can actually feel our gut feeling, and we can actually find out and feel what is really right and what is really wrong. And all this knowledge is already in ourselves. It only, it can be a bit loud in our head so that we can't hear and we can't feel our gut feeling, which is our own teacher or our own master talking to us. So here you ask, or here you say, full of confidence, I am my own teacher. I am my own master. Just whichever one works for you. Say full of confidence, I am my own teacher. I am my own master. And over time, my thoughts will slow down and I will get moments of silence so that this becomes more and more profound. Now we put our hand on our heart, so on the left hand side. This is the center of love and compassion. And our being is not just a body. It's also not just emotions. And it's also not thinking and the mind. Our mind does not define who we are. For a part it does, but also it doesn't really. So we have a true essence in our being, because we know our heart is not just a beating big muscle. It's also the center of where we feel compassion for other people, and where we can really love or feel feelings of love for others, or for example, for nature. Sometimes when you sit on the beach or you're in a forest, you just get that feeling of you feel really one with the sunrise or the sunset or the forest. It's that kind of a feeling that lives in your heart. And that true essence of your being is sometimes, it's mentioned in a lot of religions or Buddhism, or, you know, so many people talk about it, or philosophies talk about it. And some call it the spirit. You can also call it awareness. So just one of those, whichever works best for you. So the spirit is not voices that you can sometimes hear in your mind. The spirit are not spirits that hanging around pubs waiting for people to be drunk or on drugs, so that they can make you do things that you don't want to do. That's not spirits. That are souls that are not in bodies anymore. So a spirit is often can be a really confusing word, but in its really true form is the essence or the core of your own being. But today I will call it your awareness. So your awareness that lives in your heart. And we all know it's there, because when you are thinking a lot, and it rarely goes into a nice direction. So when you're thinking like negative things about yourself, or doubting yourself or all that kind of things, it goes like in a negative spiral often, and then you feel worse and worse and worse, and eventually you feel really, really low. So when that happens, you actually notice that it happens. So you are aware that this is happening. And that is the essence in yourself, the awareness in yourself that the thought process you're on is not really helping and it's not going in the right direction. So you actually know it. And that, the thing that notices that is the awareness or the spirit inside yourself. So with the hand on our heart, we acknowledge that the true essence of me is the awareness. And here you say, I am true awareness. I am awareness. And you say full of confidence, that my essence, the essence of my being, is true awareness. And just say that as many times as feels right for you. I am awareness. Now you put your hand half on the shoulder, half on the neck, with your right hand on the left hand side. This is the center where guilt gets stored. And often our parents were really good at it. So they made us feel guilty about just about a lot of things. And some things that they taught us were right. Like, for example, you shouldn't kill someone, you shouldn't steal someone, you shouldn't lie about things, you shouldn't, partner up with someone else's boyfriend or girlfriend. It's all like really logical things. But they also often make us feel guilty about things we shouldn't feel guilty about. So they're using it to get what they want. And this feeling of guilt, of how they make you feel, is completely wrong. And there's often also guilt about what we have done in the past, maybe yesterday, or a month ago, maybe years ago, like I should have said this, I should have done this, I wish I had done this, and it makes you feel guilty. Now, the past is the past, so that has happened. So having feelings of guilt doesn't help at all. So what does help is sometimes think about what happened, and then decide to do better or try to do better if you have made any mistakes. So feelings of guilt are completely useless. They're not helping at all. So we really have to try over time not to feel guilty and just do the right thing. And another big one is the media. So the media will try to make us feel guilty and to make money. For example, how our bodies should look like. Like we should be like an impossible skinny, or we should drink this or that or whatever. They try and make you feel guilty, and it's completely wrong. And so over time, we have to go to the real essence of our own being and to our own teacher inside ourselves, so that we know from inside out what is right, what is wrong. and not to feel guilty. So with our hand here, on the left hand side, on half on the neck, half on the shoulder, we say, full of confidence, I am not guilty. I am not guilty at all. Just say it as many times as feels right for you. I am not guilty at all. Now put your hand over the forehead. This is the center of forgiveness. And forgiveness is a big one. Forgiveness is not about other people. So a lot of people have done the wrong things to us. And sometimes for a long time. And some people do terrible things. And that is not right at all. And so when you forgive, it has nothing to do with other people. And although what other people have done to you can give trauma and can give a lot of hurt and might set you back a lot, but if you don't forgive, you're stuck into that. You're stuck into what has happened. So to set yourself free and to be free to go and create your own life, you have to forgive. There's just no other way. And you don't have to mention whoever you need to forgive. You don't have to think about it, who you have to forgive. You just forgive. Like just in general, you say, I forgive. And it can also be towards yourself. Like you might have done things that don't stack up. And maybe you tried your best, but it just didn't work out. So you forgive yourself as well. But don't think about the past. Don't think about what happened. Don't think about other people, what has happened. Just in general, you forgive, I forgive. So have your hand over your forehead and here you say, I forgive myself. I forgive everyone. I forgive. I forgive myself. I forgive everyone. I forgive in general. So no thinking. If you find it hard not to think, just press a little bit harder on the forehead and kind of hold it. I forgive myself. I forgive everyone. I forgive. Now put your hand on the back of your head, a bit at the lower part of the skull, just where you put your thumb where the neck starts. And this is the center of your past. So there's a divine power everywhere around us, everywhere in the universe. It has created all the beautiful things around us, like nature, the sunrise, everything that's beautiful. And it has forgiven you already. But here, just to confirm, you ask, if I have made mistakes, please forgive me. If I have made mistakes, please forgive me. Now you put your hand on the fontanelle bone. So it's not on the crown of your head, but a little bit forward. So where the fontanelle bone is. And you can press there, like hard or soft or medium, whatever works for you. And you circle clockwise, so your hand stays on the scalp where it is, and you circle clockwise. And here you ask, please give me thoughtless awareness. Please take me into true meditation in silence. Physically what happens is the Kundalini comes all the way up and activates the nerve ends in this area. In this area, in your brain, is also the area where you feel joy and bliss. So when this part in your brain gets activated, you feel joy in yourself and you feel bliss in yourself. And then over time, that becomes more and more activated. This is called actually self-realization or enlightenment. So the fact that the nerve ends are activated is called self-realization or enlightenment. And that is the only way to be taken into a silence. And this silence happens beyond your body and beyond your mind. So that's why we meditate right over the top of your head. So a little bit above it, because that's a space where you can be in silence, or as we call it, in thoughtless awareness. That means you are fully aware of everything. So it's not a state of being hypnotized or being unconscious or something like that. It's a state where you have no thoughts, but a full awareness of yourself, of noises around you, of everything. So you ask, please take me into thoughtless awareness. Please take me into silence, into true meditation. Now put your hand back on the lap. So both hands are on the lap with the hand palms up. And just for a minute, we're going to be in thoughtless awareness. So bring your attention just a little bit above the head. And there you have no thoughts. But when thoughts come, immediately your attention goes down into your head and your brain. So we don't want to do that. You just want to be in a state of silence for a little while. So if thoughts come, you just say, not this, or not this thought. And then the thought goes away and you go back into silence just above your head. So let's just do that now for a minute or so. open your eyes. Now I'm gonna just play a little talk from Shri Mataji about the power of this silence. And Shri Mataji founded the Sahaja yoga meditation, and she was an amazing person. Now I haven't met her, but from people I heard is when you were in her presence, you felt an enormous, powerful feeling of compassion and love, and that she cared about each and every one of us. And that energy doesn't go away, of course. So that is still there, and all the knowledge that we learned is that she has given us. So I just play a talk of about 7 minutes, and it explains about the power of this silence when you are bringing your attention above the head, which you can do at any time when there's too much thoughts or there's too much clutter in your head. So I just set up the talk.
But first and foremost thing is to meditate and to raise your kundalini. Meditation is the only way you can grow. There's no other way out. Because when you meditate, you are in silence. You are in thoughtless awareness. Then the growth of awareness takes place. Then it opens out. But if you are thinking, supposing there's a lake and the lake is completely in a turmoil, nothing can grow. But supposing it is silent, then lotuses can grow, anything can grow in it. In the same way, if your mind is agitated and your growth is not yet fully expressing itself, then it's such a vicious circle that you are agitated and your growth is hindered. Again, you are agitated, your growth is hindered. So the best way is to take to meditation. When you take to meditation, this turmoil will settle down. And when it will settle down, your growth will take place. After meditation, you will feel definitely that you have come out very well, you have grown very well. But for that, one has to be very honest. You cannot force people to be honest. That's one thing you can't do. You have to be honest to yourself. You have not to be hypocrite. You have to see for yourself that whatever you are doing is for your benevolence. It's for your good, and that you have to do it because it is good for you to begin with, and then for the good of the humanity. You are doing for the good of the humanity. Now, some people who come for the first time will have lots of doubts because of ego. They have lots of doubts because of ego. How can that be? How can this be? All kinds of things they ask. Now, you have to say that first of all, you develop your insight. You develop your enlightenment. Your light is not sufficient. In the light only there are no doubts. Supposing in darkness you think that this table has no cover. It's all right. You can think whatever you like. But when there is light, you see for yourself there is a beautiful cover on top of this table. In the same way, it happens to us that we have to achieve a state. And once we achieve that state, then there's no question, there's no doubt, there's nothing, and you become so empowered. It is such a simultaneous thing. It works as soon as you achieve something, it works. When it works, then you are convinced. I'd say it's a very beautiful new chain starts within yourself, and then you really start enjoying your joy of yourself. In the most chaotic conditions this world is today. So at that time, a kind of a silence will come within you. When there will be any such crisis, immediately will become extremely silent. But this is again a state, I am telling. So now, if there is something that makes you upset or makes you unhappy, try to reach that point, that axis, which is just silence. And this silence will make you really powerful. Because this silence is not only yours. When you are in that silence, you are in the silence of the cosmos. Silence of the cosmos. And the silence of the cosmos works for you. You are in connection with that cosmic power, we can call it. It's more than that, it's divine power, I should say. Divine power which is working all the cosmos also. So if you just become silent within yourself, know that you are sitting in the kingdom of God. It's like this. When, say, you get the great honor of becoming a king, then you walk up to your throne and you sit down and look around and you feel the silence of the state that now you are the king. This silence is the sign that you are definitely you are now in contact with the divine. You are silent because the divine is going to look after everything. You don't have to do anything, just keep silent. But not forcibly, it's again a state. See, if any turmoil takes place, any problem takes place, suddenly your attention will jump onto that silence. And once you jump onto that silence, you being in contact with this whole all-pervading power. Now, when I talk about all-pervading power, we still don't understand what it is. What it means, this all-pervading power of love. Is it some sort of an energy floating around? Or is it some sort of a river or some sort of a ether? It is the complete, the totality of reality.
Let's just meditate for 1 or 2 minutes in thoughtless awareness. So bring your attention just above the head. And when thoughts come, you can just say, not this thought. And be in this state of no thoughts and full awareness, in thoughtless awareness. and open your eyes. Now, you don't have to meditate much to start feeling a lot better very quickly. So ideally do about 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, but that might be a bit too much. Even if you do a few minutes in the morning and a few minutes at night and a moment here and there throughout the day, very quickly this pressure in your head and all these thoughts will start to slow down. And that will happen really quickly. So it's super simple to do, but the effects are really enormous. So really make sure you do some meditation and just start going on it whenever you can. And we're gonna finish off with some meditation music. And this music is especially for bringing you in balance and to slow those thoughts down. So if you like to meditate a bit more in silence, just turn the volume off. And whenever you're ready, just finish off your meditation and then have a wonderful day. So thank you so much for joining in, everybody. I definitely feel a lot better now. And yeah, have a great day. I'll just put some music on now. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.